everybody, and welcome back to our really big shoe this week. It's a really big one. And as promised and delivered, our correspondent, Jennifer Sherlock, caught up with Hall of Famer Ron Pierce for a very interesting interview.
Hall of Famer Ron Pierce has earned more than $160 million in his career, but it wasn't an easy journey to success.
I grew up poor as a kid, and never in my wildest imagination or dreams did I ever think that I would be as successful as I've been.
When Pierce does manage to have a day off, he hunts and fishes to clear his mind.
As a kid, like I said, we grew up poor. My brother and I, my older brother, we'd go out and we'd hunt and fish for food. And my mom had a garden, we had a milk cow, and we'd milk the cow in the morning, go hunting in the evenings, and eat the vegetables from the garden. So, you know, I got into hunting and fishing at an early age, and I still do it. I love it. That's my escape.
Right now, his focus is still harness racing. Even after decades of driving, he says he has 3 more years left in him.
I have my reflexes, they're still there. My strength's there. Physically, it's more wear and tear on my body, so I'm having to do more physical therapy and things like that just to keep my body toned. It's getting harder to get out there every race as I get older.
Pierce is considered one of the best in the sport. After being inducted into the Hall of Fame, he says his work ethic is simple.
It's just been work. You know, I just show up for work, and you know, things just kind of fell into place for me. I've been really lucky to get on some great horses over the years.
And here's an interesting fact. Pierce really wanted to be a jockey when he was younger.
I knew I was going to be too big when I was about 7, 8, so then I knew I'd be a harness horse driver. My dad used to ride quarter horses, and then he got a little too big, and then he switched over to the harness. And I had an Uncle Mickey, Toronto, who was a harness horse trainer. So we kind of hung out at his barn for a little while, and then my dad got his own barn. And you know, I used to just go down with the barn with my dad all the time, and so I got into it.
And when he finally retires, his plans are to hunt in countries like Africa, Australia, and New Zealand. I'm Jennifer Sherlock, PA Harness Week.
There he is, Ron Pierce. Does he have a nickname? Like most of these guys have a nickname, like, you know, the White Knight and the guy.
Rockin' Ronnie Pierce. Rockin' Ronnie Pierce. Yep, yep. I don't know a whole lot of things, but I do know my nickname.
You do know your nickname. That's why I asked you. I went right to the source. Okay, now we go to the coach to find out how he did last week. The coach has been on a little bit of a ride here. Let's find out if he keeps that upward thing going on, okay?
Good morning and welcome to the Coach's Corner. What a crazy week we had last week with our selections. Up at Mohawk in the stakes, Rock and Roll Hanover was saying bye-bye to the field in the fog. Suddenly the tote board flashed at him and he broke. So we're going to have to put our crack reporter Jen Sherlock on that to find out just what happened. We ended up still winning $20 for the week and taking the overall bankroll up to $1,076. I want to give a quick shout out to our executive producer, Bruce Casella, a belated happy birthday wishes. Also to the Dukes Lacrosse Club younger players out at Upper Atlantic and Downingtown this weekend. Good luck, guys. We, with our selections this week, looked at a number of stakes and a couple of big racing programs. We settled on primarily Mohawk tonight, Saturday night. We're going to go up to Mohawk and look at the Fan Hanover Stakes, the 9th race, Love, #1, Fancy Filly. Put $20 to win on Fancy Filly. Also up at Mohawk, they're having the elims for the Pepsi North American $1.5 million race. There's 3 elims. We're going to go on 2 of them. I love Fred and Ginger in the 7th, the #9 horse, 10 to win, 10 to place. And then in the 8th race, we like One More Laugh, the #8 horse, $10 to win in place. We're not done there. Sunday here at Harris, we're going to go in the open race. We love Vintage Master, the #4. He's going to be against some big competition, but let's try him. $10 to win in place. Hey, let's take it back to Heather in the casino for the news of the week.
Thanks, Evie. Recently, the Meadows Racetrack in Pennsylvania saw its fastest mile in history when Fred and Ginger danced to the wire in 1:48.4. Now, this 3-year-old pacer won his division of the Pennsylvania Sire Stakes, and in doing so, lowered the all-age track record by a tick, which was set by Well Said last season. Congratulations go out to George Brennan. He recently got his 6,000th career win. He did it at Yonkers Raceway. But this 43-year-old reinsman is also a familiar face here at Harris Chester, and currently he's the leading driver at the Meadowlands. By the way, you may remember that George happened to sit behind Holborn Hanover in 2006 and piloted that horse to the fastest mile in harness racing history in 1:46.4. Congratulations, George, on that great milestone. Now, I have a really good feeling that we're going to see a little bit of George later on in the show, because when we return, we're going to check out some of the best races in the entire country as we go in the bike. Stick around.
Hi, and welcome back. It's time now to go in the bike. Okay, the first stop was the Big M for the richest state-bred harness race in the world. How about that one?
Wow.
It was the $500,000 New Jersey Classic Final. All Speed Hanover was the 4-5 choice with Ron Pierce. Valentino from the Lupania barn was the 3-1 second choice with the Minister of Speed. And the World of Rock and Roll and Timmy Teacher was 6-1. And here's Ken Workington with that call.
All Speed Hanover well situated now, second over with live cover as they near three-quarters. BJ's Beckway was shuffled back. All that glitters is gold within striking range and looking poised as well. Classic Rock and Roll needs racing room. World of Rock and Roll fans widest from a long way back. 1:21.2 in the stretch of the New Jersey Classic Final. All Speed Hanover has dead aim on BG's Folly. Valentino broke again. Splitting horses, all that glitters is gold with Dave McGee. He's coming hard. All Speed Hanover on the inside, BG's Folly. BG's Folly still in front. All Speed Hanover drifting wild. All Speed Hanover.
BG's Folly, another son of Rock and Roll Hanover, not enough of those out there, went a huge mile, came first up at 8-1 to eke out a win over All Speed Hanover in 1:49.1, won by like this much. All that glitters is gold, close to ton to get third for Dave McGee. Valentino broke early, then flew up to take control down the backside before going off stride again and finished dead last.
Now for Saturday's fourth, it was a $200,000 New Jersey Sire Stakes final for 3-year-old filly trotters, and Glide Power won at 6-1 odds with Brian Sears, one of 5 victories for the White Knight on Saturday's card.
In the very next race, the fifth, was the male counterpart, the $200,000 New Jersey Sire Stakes final for 3-year-old colts and gelding trotters. A race I didn't bet, but I would have definitely won had I bet it. 2 muscle horses finished 1-2. Muscle Massive off at 7-2 with Pierce, and Flex the Muscle 8-1 with Dave Miller. The Muscle Exact that came back 56-20, and I have my finger squarely on my nose. Break the Bank, the 6-5 chalk, was third. And now with the New Jersey Final, New Jersey Finals, here's Heather.
Okay, this may have been a 9-horse race, but according to the bettors, it was a 2-filly showdown between First Choice, Put On a Show, and Second Choice, Naughty Till the End. And the bettors were right, as Put On a Show did just that and won easily in 150 flat with Tim Tetrick in the bike.
Let us go to Tioga Downs. Their feature race on Sunday was a biggie. It was a $200,000 Bettor's Delight, and Shark Gesture, who is the top gun in town these days, was the 4-5 chalk for the Minister of Speed. Won the West, and Dave Miller was 5-2. The 3-pronged Ron Burke entry of Foiled Again, Atokia, and Mercedes were the 4-1 third choice. Let's get that exciting call.
Shark Gesture with the lead here. Won the West. Foiled Again is desperately looking for racing room. Less than an eighth of a mile to go. And down the stretch they come on the Bettor's Delight. Shark Gesture with the lead. Won the West on the outside. Here's Hypnotic Blue Chip, but Shark Gesture.
Did we have a lot of in the bike stuff this week?
Yeah.
I'm out of breath here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me too.
You know what? Life can be fun if you take it in stride. Have you been keeping track lately? We sure hope so. And for all of us here at PA Harness Week, including my partner Heather Moffat, I'm Steve Ross. Until next week, take care.
There they go. Explosive Matter wins the Colonial easily. Underway